Imagine standing in the heart of a violent storm. The wind is so fierce it feels like it might lift you off the ground. Rain cuts across your face like sharp glass. Lightning splits the sky, shaking the earth beneath your feet. Everything around you is chaos. And yet, you are calm. No panic, no anger, no fear. It's as if the storm can't touch the stillness inside you. That is mental strength. It is not a gift you're born with. It is not some magical talent. It is something you build, choice by choice, moment by moment, brick by brick. Today, we will walk through 10 philosophical truths that will make your mind unbreakable. Not empty motivational quotes, not fleeting inspiration, but principles that have carried warriors, kings, philosophers, and ordinary people through some of the harshest storms life has ever unleashed. We will borrow wisdom from the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, men who faced death, betrayal, and hardship with a steady heart. We will learn from Eastern philosophy, Lao Tzu, the Buddha, who taught that peace is not something the world gives you, but something you create within yourself. And we will blend these ancient truths with modern life so you can use them in the noise, chaos, and uncertainty of the world we live in today. But before we begin, remember this. Mental strength is not the absence of feeling. It is not about becoming a cold stone. It is about feeling everything: fear, pain, joy, loss, and still making the choice that serves you best. Let's begin with the first truth. A truth that frees you the moment you truly understand it. Rule 1. Control what you can, release what you can't. There is a quiet liberation in accepting that some things are simply beyond you. Epictetus, born a slave, later a philosopher, spoke of it often. He saw life as divided into two realms: what is yours to command and what will never be yours to control. Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, these belong entirely to you. But the rest, the opinions of others, the weather, the past, the economy, the unexpected twists of fate, these are beyond your reach. And yet most of our suffering comes from trying to control the second category. We try to force people to respect us. We try to make life fair. We try to guarantee that nothing bad will ever happen. But the truth? We can't. And every attempt only leaves us more exhausted. There is an old story of an archer. He trains for years to master his bow. He learns the stance, the breath, the release. And when the day comes, he draws the string and lets the arrow fly. From that moment, the arrow's path is out of his hands. The wind may blow. The target may move. His only control was in the preparation and the shot itself. Life is the same. Do all you can with what is in your hands. And when the moment comes to release it, let it go. Think of the job interview you prepared for. You researched the company, you practiced every answer, you showed up confident. But you didn't get the offer. Maybe they already had a candidate in mind. Maybe they didn't connect with you. Maybe they just saw a different path. You could waste weeks replaying every moment, wondering what went wrong. Or you could accept that the result is out of your hands and turn your energy toward the next opportunity. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And when you live this way, you no longer feel like a victim of the world's chaos. The world can shift beneath your feet, but your focus stays anchored. You stop being tossed around by the winds of chance because you no longer try to control the wind. Letting go is not giving up. It is choosing to place your energy where it will actually make a difference. It is refusing to drown in battles that cannot be won. And it is in that choice that your mind becomes untouchable. When you no longer demand that the world obey you, you start to see it for what it is, a place of constant change. You learn to move with it, not against it. And the moment you do, the storm loses its power. Rule 2. Turn pain into power. Every life will meet pain. It comes in different forms: loss, rejection, failure, betrayal. Sometimes it arrives slowly, creeping into your days like a shadow you can't shake. Other times it strikes without warning, like a blade in the dark. Most people run from it. They numb themselves with distractions. They pretend it isn't there. But philosophy teaches something different. It says, do not run from pain. Face it. Use it. The Stoics saw pain as a teacher. A strict one, yes, but one that delivers lessons you can't learn any other way. Seneca once wrote, "Fire tests gold, and adversity tests the brave." He meant that hardship is the furnace where strength is forged. Without the heat, the gold remains raw. Without adversity, the soul remains soft. Picture a young soldier in ancient Rome. He is sent to a frozen frontier, far from home. The cold cuts to the bone. Food is scarce. Sleep is broken by the sound of distant enemy horns. At first, he curses his fate. He longs for the warmth of his city, the laughter of friends. But as the weeks pass, he adapts. He learns to move silently through snow, to find warmth in the smallest fire, to fight hunger with discipline. What once felt like torture becomes training. When he finally returns to Rome, he carries a new power, the knowledge that he can survive what once seemed impossible. We live in a different age, but our battles are no less real. The loss of a job, the ending of a relationship, the betrayal of someone you trusted with your heart. These moments can feel like the end, but if you let them, they can also mark the beginning of a new resilience, a new understanding of yourself. Pain, when faced directly, transforms. It teaches patience when nothing else will. It reveals the strength you didn't know you had. It strips away illusions, forcing you to see what truly matters. Think of a seed buried in the soil. It is trapped in darkness, pressed down by the weight of the earth. If it could speak, perhaps it would cry out for release. But in that darkness, something is happening. The seed is breaking open. Roots are reaching downward. A stem is pushing upward. Without the pressure, without the struggle to rise, there would be no growth. Your pain works the same way. It may feel like it is crushing you, but it is also shaping you. It is giving you roots. It is pushing you toward the light. When you begin to see pain this way, it no longer becomes something to fear. It becomes something to harness. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and instead ask, "What can I make from this?" Every tear becomes water for the soil of your soul. Every scar becomes proof that you have walked through fire and come out the other side. And there is one more truth. When you endure pain and grow from it, you become a lighthouse for others still lost in their own storms. Your survival gives them hope. Your strength reminds them that they too can endure. Pain will come. But if you choose to meet it with courage, to pull from it every lesson it offers, it will not break you. It will build you. And when you rise from it, you will rise stronger than you were before. Rule 3, master your mind before the world masters. There's a battle raging every second inside your head, a silent war that few ever recognize. It's the clash between your impulses and your reason, your fears and your hopes, your distractions and your focus. The world outside is noisy and relentless, trying to pull your attention 1,000 different ways. Social media buzzes with endless updates. Emails pile up. Voices demand your time, your energy, your reaction. And yet, all this external chaos means nothing if your inner world is a battlefield. Imagine a great general sent to defend a fortress. If the fortress walls are cracked, if the gates are weak, the enemy will pour in, regardless of how many soldiers stand outside. Your mind is that fortress. Before you can conquer the world's challenges, you must conquer your own thoughts. Philosophers across time understood this truth. The Buddha taught that suffering comes from an uncontrolled mind. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that his mind was his own citadel. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." But what does mastering the mind really mean? It means recognizing when your thoughts are your allies, and when they are your enemies. It means seeing the lies fear tells you, the false stories anger spins, the endless what-ifs your mind creates to keep you trapped in worry. It means training yourself to pause, to breathe, to choose your response rather than react blindly. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed. Maybe someone insulted you. Maybe you failed at something important. Maybe life simply felt like too much. What happened next? Did you lash out? Did you spiral into negative thoughts? Or did you find a moment of stillness to steady yourself? That moment of stillness, no matter how brief, is the seed of mastery. It is the choice to step back from the chaos inside, to observe it without judgment, and to decide what truth you will feed. When you practice this, your mind becomes your greatest ally instead of your worst enemy. You start to see thoughts for what they are, passing clouds rather than permanent storms. You gain the power to direct your energy toward what matters, rather than wasting it on distractions or destructive patterns. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you do not tend to it, weeds of doubt, fear, and resentment will take over. But with care, through meditation, reflection, or simply quiet moments, you can cultivate peace, clarity, and resilience. This mastery is not about perfection, it's about awareness. It's about reclaiming your mind from the endless chatter so you can stand grounded in your values and goals. And when you master your mind, the world's storms no longer shake your foundation, because the fiercest battles are won inside. Rule 4, embrace change as your only constant. From the moment we take our first breath, change begins its relentless march. Nothing stays the same. The faces we love, the places we call home, the very air we breathe, everything shifts, evolves, fades. Yet so many of us live as if permanence is guaranteed. We cling to the past, resist the present, and fear the future. We build walls around ourselves to keep the storm out. But the storm is not the enemy. Philosophers have long reminded us, change is the only constant. Heraclitus, a thinker from ancient Greece, famously said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man." This truth is both terrifying and liberating. Terrifying because it means loss is inevitable. Liberating because it means growth is inevitable too. Imagine a tree in a forest. It stretches its branches toward the sun. Its leaves whisper in the wind. Seasons come and go. Summer's warmth, autumn's decay, winter's cold. The tree does not fight these changes. It bends. It sheds what must fall. It draws strength from its roots, knowing that with every change comes new life. When you accept change instead of fearing it, you stop wasting energy on resistance. You stop clutching what cannot be held. Instead, you become fluid, adaptable, ready to move with life's currents. Think about your own life. Moments when you fought to hold on, relationships that ended, jobs that disappeared, dreams that shifted. Painful as these are, they also open doors to something new, a different path, a new strength, a clearer understanding of who you are. Eastern philosophy calls this Wu Wei, the art of effortless action, or flowing with the natural order rather than against it. When you practice Wu Wei in your life, you stop forcing outcomes. You trust the process. You find peace in the middle of change, not despite it. This mindset does not make you passive. It makes you powerful, because real strength lies not in holding tight, but in knowing when to let go and move forward. So, when the next change comes, and it will, don't brace for battle. Breathe deeply. Remember the river, the tree, the endless flow. Stand tall and bend with grace. You will find that change no longer threatens your mind. It strengthens it. Rule 5, find freedom in acceptance, not resistance. The hardest battles we face are often not with others, but with ourselves. The struggle to accept reality as it is, not as we wish it would be. Resistance feels natural. We push against pain, against loss, against unfairness. We rebel against the cards we've been dealt. But this fight, though instinctive, often traps us in suffering far longer than necessary. Philosophy teaches a profound truth. True freedom comes not from changing what is outside, but from accepting what is. Imagine a river blocked by a fallen tree. You could spend endless energy trying to move the heavy trunk, fighting the flow of water. Or you could flow around it, finding new paths, new possibilities. Acceptance is not giving up. It is not surrendering your dreams or your values. It is the clear-eyed courage to see the world and yourself without illusions. Think of Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. In the most brutal conditions imaginable, he found a freedom no prison could take, the freedom to choose his attitude. He wrote, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." When you embrace acceptance, you find that space. You stop wasting precious energy resisting things beyond your power. You redirect that energy toward meaningful action within your control. This doesn't mean you won't feel pain or disappointment. It means you won't be defined or destroyed by them. Acceptance is a shield against the chaos of the world. It is the foundation upon which your mental strength is built. So when life deals you a hard hand, don't fight the river. Flow with it, learn from it, and let it carry you to a stronger, wiser self. Rule 6. Choose your inner dialogue. Carefully. What you say to yourself in the quiet moments shapes everything: your actions, your mood, your very sense of self. Our minds are constantly talking. Sometimes the voice is kind, encouraging, and wise. Other times it's cruel, harsh, and relentless. Imagine two people facing the same challenge. One says, "I can handle this. I will learn and grow." The other says, "I'm not good enough. I'll fail like always." Which one do you think will stand taller when the storm comes? Philosophy teaches us that our inner dialogue is the foundation of mental strength. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This means that your mind can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy, depending on how you treat it. You cannot always control what happens around you, but you can control the story you tell yourself about what happens. Changing that story takes practice. It means catching yourself when the voice turns negative. It means questioning the truths you accept without proof. It means speaking to yourself as you would to a friend you deeply care about. When you choose kindness over criticism, patience over judgment, hope over despair, you reshape your inner world. And when your inner world is strong, the outer world's storms become less threatening. The conversations you have with yourself are the seeds of your resilience. Plant them wisely. Rule 7. Live according to your values, not others' expectations. From the moment we enter this world, the voices around us begin to shape who we think we should be. Family, friends, society, all whisper expectations. Wear this, do that, become this. It's easy to lose ourselves in the flood of these demands, to chase approval, avoid conflict, and fit into molds that don't quite fit. But philosophy shows us a different path, one where true strength blooms from living in alignment with our deepest values, not the ever-changing expectations of others. Imagine a sailor steering a ship. If he lets every passing wave decide his course, he will be lost at sea. But if he holds firm to his compass, his destination becomes clear. Your values are your compass. They point you toward who you truly are, beyond noise and pressure. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Living this way demands courage. Courage to say no, to walk away, to stand alone if necessary. But it also brings freedom. Freedom from the exhausting game of pleasing everyone. Freedom to build a life that feels honest, meaningful, and whole. When you choose your own path guided by values, you become unshakable, because your strength comes from within, not from the fleeting approval of the outside world. Rule 8. Practice patience in a world that demands speed. We live in a world obsessed with speed. Instant answers, instant success, instant gratification. The noise never stops. Notifications ping, deadlines loom, The pressure to move fast is relentless, but mental strength requires something else. It demands patience, the quiet power of waiting, enduring, and trusting the process. Philosophers have long valued patience as a virtue. Seneca once said, "No great thing is created suddenly." Even nature teaches us this truth. Think of the oak tree. It does not become mighty overnight. Year after year, it grows slowly, its roots digging deeper, its trunk thickening against storms. Its strength comes from time and steady growth, not from rushing toward some imagined finish line. Patience allows us to see beyond immediate discomfort and frustration. It teaches us that struggle and waiting are often the silent architects of success. In life, when we rush, we make mistakes. We lose sight of what truly matters. We become exhausted chasing fleeting results. But when we cultivate patience, we begin to hold space for growth. We allow our minds to breathe amid chaos. We build endurance that no quick fix can provide. The next time you feel overwhelmed by pressure or the urge to quit, remember the oak tree. Strong minds know the value of time. They do not race the clock. They use it. Rule 9. Build resilience by facing fear, not avoiding it. Fear is one of the oldest feelings we carry. It protects us, warns us, keeps us alive. But fear can also imprison us. It can shrink our world until all that remains is anxiety and hesitation. Philosophy teaches that the only way to overcome fear is to face it head-on. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Our minds create monsters from shadows. The true test is stepping into the unknown anyway." Imagine a young warrior standing at the edge of battle. His heart pounds. Every instinct screams to run. But he stands firm. He does not let fear decide his fate. Each time you face your fears, you grow stronger. Each time you choose courage over comfort, your mind builds muscles of resilience. Avoiding fear may bring temporary relief, but it leaves you vulnerable to the next challenge. Facing fear builds a fortress inside you, a place no storm can breach. When you learn to walk through fear, it loses its power to control you. You begin to see fear as a signal, not a stop sign. A call to prepare, to act, to grow. The greatest victories come not from never feeling fear, but from feeling it and moving forward anyway. Rule 10. Find meaning beyond success and failure. In a world obsessed with achievement, it's easy to measure our worth by trophies, titles, and milestones. We chase success as if it will fill the emptiness inside. We fear failure as if it defines us. But philosophy shows us a different truth. Meaning comes not from external validation, but from the purpose we create within ourselves. Viktor Frankl, a man who faced unimaginable horrors, taught this with his life. He believed that even when everything is stripped away, we still have the freedom to choose the meaning of our suffering. Imagine two artists painting the same landscape. One seeks only praise and sales. The other paints because the act itself brings joy and purpose. Who do you think will find deeper satisfaction? When you build your life around meaning rather than outcomes, success and failure lose their grip on you. You become resilient in ways no award can buy. This mindset frees you to take risks, to fail forward, and to grow without fear. It grounds you in something unshakable, a reason to keep going when the world feels heavy. In the end, mental strength is about more than endurance or toughness. It is about discovering a deeper why, a why that carries you through storms, pain, and change. When you find that why, no external force can break you. We began this journey standing in a storm. Now you know how to build a mind that does not break in the storm's fury. You've learned to control what you can and release what you can't, to turn pain into power, to master your mind before the world masters it, to embrace change as your only constant, to find freedom in acceptance, not resistance, to choose your inner dialogue carefully, to live by your own values, not others' expectations, to practice patience in a world that demands speed, to build resilience by facing fear, not avoiding it. and finally to find meaning beyond success and failure. These are not easy lessons. They will ask you to confront yourself, to grow, to sometimes walk alone. But in this work lies freedom. Freedom from the chaos outside. Freedom from the battles inside. Your mind is your fortress, strong, unshakable, and yours to build. And as you walk forward from today, remember this: the greatest strength is not in never falling, but in rising every time you do. You are stronger than you know,